Good evening to one and all. Welcome to all of you on this platform of One Mark Solution. As you know that from last 4 months, we are conducting live subjective webinars of 1 marks for different subjects from 6th to 10th with their different subject experts. This session is especially designed for AIL, Art Integrated Learning in English. We had also conducted AIL for science, maths, social science, and also for primary classes. Uh, so please stay connected with us on this platform and subscribe the channel so that you get latest update regarding sessions. And at the last of the session, we will give you a feedback form in live comment box. After filling that feedback form, you will get your attendance certificate. I welcome our resource person for today's webinar. Ma'am, most welcome to you on this platform of One Mark Solution and on behalf of our One Mark team and also from our viewers. And if I give you an introduction, ma'am's name is Shivani Arora and ma'am is PGT English in Kendriya Vidyalaya Mankut, and she is having a very long teaching experience, and ma'am is also awarded with KVS Regional Incentive Award. So please stay connected with us. Yes, ma'am, please.
Thank you, Priyanka. Good evening, viewers, friends, teachers, students. It's my honor and privilege to be here with all of you. Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you, Asad sir. Thank you for giving me this wonderful chance to share my views and whatever little knowledge I have on this subject, art integrated learning in English. I hope whatever ideas I have presented in this, you will definitely give me your feedback. And if any queries, please do put it in chat box so that I can answer your queries. Friends, over 2,400 years ago, Confucius declared, "What I hear, I forget. What I see, I remember. What I do, I understand." These three simple statements speak volumes about the need for active learning. Dr. Mel Silberman has modified and expanded the wisdom of Confucius into active learning credo. What I hear, I forget. What I hear and see, I remember a little. What I hear, see, and ask questions about or discuss with someone else, I begin to understand. What I hear, see, discuss, and do, I acquire knowledge and skill. What I teach to another, I master. Such a beautiful line and such a beautiful active learning credo, I would say. Children, we all have, during this pandemic, we all had online teaching, and we know that what we speak, how much the children are listening, and how much they are getting it, we don't know. We know that most lecturers, they speak 100 to 200 words per minute. And how many of these words do listeners hear? It all depend upon how they are listening. Are they listening for some purpose? And if visual is given to them, they retain it. Their mind processes. Have I heard or seen this information before? They just ask themselves, what can I do with it? There the learning process starts. Friends, you all know that learning is a journey, not destination. If a child can hear, see, discuss, and do, he acquires knowledge and skill. There the need for active learning generated, and many philosophers, scholars, scientists have stressed on learning by doing. Now the question arises, should they express their knowledge on pen and paper and be treated, or should they create something out of the knowledge acquired? Since time immemorial, this has been practiced. The student used to be in Gurukul with Guru and learnt life skills in the company of peers and gurus. Then the stagnation crept in And there the stress on shift from rote learning to the students, it shifted to learning by doing. A child, during his journey, he observes, he explores, he creates, he thinks, he experiments, he imagines, he deduces, and then he recreates and express. Do we give them chance to do that? Are we stressing on this? Is our education or the way we are imparting our teaching, is it connected to that? That is the thing we have to think about. The academicians, scholars, they have worked to improve education imparted at the grassroots level. Because, and there's a perpetual quest to attain a skill-based teaching, experiential teaching, so teaching and learning, so that child can learn properly. AIL as an approach was discussed in NCF 2005, but a systematic approach to implement it started in 2010 after constant efforts of NCERT and other agencies. Today, teachers are trained through Nishtha for the benefits of students. Now, the question arises that art integrated learning, what is the concept? Is it something new? Friends, it is nothing new. It is the old book with new cover. We all are doing this, and we had been doing this to some other way. Art is art is a language. Earlier, art was taught as a subject. Now it is a medium. It is a pedagogical tool and not a subject. We use it, we integrate it to make learning holistic, experiential, and joyful. So, education through art, where learning take place using different art form as tools in teaching learning process. So, it is nothing different. So, don't get scared by the term that what is art integrated learning. You are integrating it in some other way. It is an effective innovation which has ability to create long-lasting symbiotic relationship between the teacher and the taught. Now the stress is to achieve the learning outcomes. Why we are teaching a particular topic? What do we want to attain through that? What would be the learning outcome? All that is kept in the mind so that whatever little efforts you are doing, you reach to that learning outcome. So the shift is from rote learning to learning by doing. It is not that the child has to become a little innovative or he explores or he experiments. Even the teacher, he starts innovating, exploring, and experimenting. So it is not that the teacher is teaching with in the old way method, teaching with a book, explaining just the poetry or a subject or a prose, explaining the summary, giving the summary or explaining line by line, and that is done. The questions are asked and assessment is done. No, there we are not innovative. We have not innovated something. We have text, we have to find out new ways. We have to explore, we have to experiment because every child is unique and we should not leave any child behind. That is the purpose. That is the objective behind this. So when you teach, maybe one child is good at some art, maybe other child is good at something. Maybe the child would like to express you in some other way. So why don't we give them chance to come and share your views in any way as you want. So now children, sure there are many ways. We had been doing pen paper tests, we had been assessing, they were writing, we were checking all the answers. Then why AIL? Why art integrated learning? Children were already expressing their views, their ideas, they were already tapping their creativity skill. They had a platform in art class. But no, AIL is to make the learning joyful, to break that monotonous routine, to break that boring routine, the old method of lecturing. Because, as I said in the very beginning, when you keep speaking for some time, children, they get shut off. They don't listen. In fact, we also sometimes tend to skip that and our minds start wandering. So, are we enjoying that class? Is there any listening going on? We may be hearing, but we may not be listening it. So, to make learning process joyful, it is very much important to integrate art in your learning. You have to enable this, it enables the stakeholders to follow competency based education. Stress is very much on competency based education and to implement learning outcome based teaching learning process. At the end of the day, whatever we do assess that whether we reached to our target, did we achieve what we wanted to achieve? And that is how we get to know that yes, we have achieved success or we have failed. If we have failed, we will work upon it. So it is very much important that whatever competency you want to develop in a child, you should see that whatever learning outcome you want to achieve through that, uh, whatever text you're teaching, whatever topic you're teaching, whether you have achieved it in the process or not, that can be easily achieved through art integrated learning. You don't have to stress too much on that, yes, this is the particular competency, this is the particular learning outcome that I have to achieve, and there is some stress, there is some fight to achieve that. No, easily, smoothly, if you integrate art in your teaching learning process, you achieve it. But only thing is, you have to explore, invent, and evolve. AIL, art integrated learning, is through the art and with the art. Now, how it is a powerful tool. Till now we were talking about that art integrated learning, art is a subject. Till now we had been telling that. Now it is no more a subject. That is very much clear to all of us that it is a tool. We can pick up that unique quality because a student can perform a skit, he can compose a poem, he can choreograph a dance drama, create a poster, he can write, he can create a portrait, write slogans as we had been doing, you must be doing. And I'm sure many of you must be the CCA in charge, or many of you must be doing such activities in the school. So, what is it? It is integration of art. So, there the language is, evolving. The child is writing a slogan or can even plan or organize an event. We did that in our school. Like in this, during this online teaching, learning, the students of 12th standard, they had arranged complete Teachers Day celebration. It was their idea, everything. So that is arranging something, creating something, then inviting. All this is art integration. With this, you involve, engage everyone. And as I said, no child is left behind. Naturally, you give the work as per the child's talents. Maybe somebody is good at computer, maybe somebody is good at something else. So we can use them, children can use them, and then they can apply the content learned in real life. Now, this was a real life situation that they were arranging a Teachers' Day celebration. Now, how to invite, how to write an invitation, and how to let everyone be there, how to organize the program, how to monitor the program, everything is there. So, that is art integration. This also develops the perceptual skill and visual art vocabulary. How? They perceive and describe. They identify and then they analyze. They create, perform, they identify and discuss. They research and describe. So, through AIL and visual or performing art, they can apply any artistic process any kind of media and use variety of things to communicate in non-verbal way, which is an effective life skill. So I think art integration is nothing different. We all are doing. Only thing is we have to use this tool very wisely so that we can get the desired result. What we want, we can achieve through this. It's a very simple thing. For the holistic development, this is very much stressed nowadays that for the holistic development which we want, that we are preparing the children for the 21st century. We want that child should not be just a bookworm, should not have only the theoretical knowledge, should have some practical knowledge. If something is given in the text, how it is to be applied. Because when application comes, when creativity comes, that is the higher domain of knowledge that you reach to some higher level. This we all know that we teach language and to develop these skills. How will we come to know that a child has acquired a language? Only when the child can listen, speak, read, and write properly. So the language skills, these four skills are very much important, and I know all the learning outcomes are based on this, that whether the child could understand, could listen, could identify something, could speak or create something, could read some words given in that, or could write or compose something new. So these are all the language skills we everybody knows. Now, how this is seamlessly merged with 21st century skill through art. Now, art integration, it can very well easily merge this in with 12 21st century skills, which are critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication, information literacy, media literacy, technology literacy, flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity, and social skills. Friends, I would like to stress upon this that whenever we create even the lesson plan, we have to write down all these skills. And when you write for that which skill is particularly developed through that particular art integrated learning or any project that you have given to the child, keep in the mind that why you are giving that project. What is the purpose behind it? Is it for the media literacy, for technology literacy? In fact, when you develop it, uh, all of them somewhere or the other will come to all 12 literacy skills, 21st century skills, like critical thinking. Naturally, when you give something different away from out of box thinking, then the child would think critically, will be creative. When you they will collaborate with other subjects, they will communicate with each other. Even the person who is not speaking will be pressurized to speak to other person to know that how I should go about it. So art integrated learning can easily develop creativity, collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skill, which is the need of the hour. We are preparing the future citizen. We are the builder of the country. So we have to prepare such children who are not the rote learners, who are not like, yeah, I have read it somewhere. Now, how to apply it in the real life situation? I don't know. That should not be the situation. So different creativity skill, anything that you give on, it develops craft, learn the skill and the tool of the art form, they learn it, a new thing every time. They notice, they wonder, they pose questions that come from curiosity. And even Einstein said that a knowledge without curiosity is nothing. You have a knowledge, but you are not curious to explore more, then there is no point. Reflect, they pause, think, discuss ideas and feelings. So when they open up, when they discuss, as I said in the very beginning, they solve their doubts and they clarified it. They are not in a box, they have not shut themselves, they have not closed themselves, that they are not receiving ideas and they are not ready for the criticism from others even. So let it be, let them open their ideas, let that be discussed with all. So they evaluate, they recreate, and when they are in amongst friends, they can evaluate, integrate, make connection between the ideas, imagine multiple possibilities, and make something original. Even during pandemic, when we gave them some poster making on COVID-19, we gave them some to compose poem as well. So they composed it. That was something new that came out. They engage, they persist, make it, and they don't give up. So that should be the quality that we have to bring in the child, that don't ever give up. Go on doing something, create something, something will be there, something new will come out. And every time you don't think that uh, you have failed or you have not achieved something, something new, something different is always accepted. That is creativity. Creativity is different. It has got uniqueness in it. So everything that comes out will be something different. So there are lot many activities through which we can develop these skills, all the 21st century skills as well as the language skills that we say that you can create invitation card, you can prepare a bookmark. Now, invitation card is very much there in 12th standard. So instead of making it an activity like, yes, you are learning it for CBSE, start doing it from 11th standard. Involve them that, yes, today we are going to have some house competition. Why don't you invite? Or when you invite, talk to them. Let them prepare a good invitation card. They can prepare a good bookmark also, so that it is always there with some quote. So that way they learn many quotes also. Then there is another way, a thing, sequential art or comic strip. This is the concept is not new. I know many of you must have done that. This sequential art and comic strip. Now the children are smart enough; they can do using the technology, and they can prepare with that comic strip. And through comic strip, they not only develop the art, they develop the dialogue writing. They develop lot many things through comic strip. They understand the concept better. They when they are appreciated for such small things, they feel motivated, and that is the purpose, that is the objective, that you have to motivate the child. Don't let them feel that you haven't done something meaningful. Poster making, role play, radio drama. Even radio drama is quite an interesting activity. Like any prose which is not written in a drama form, or it can be changed into a dialogue or any drama also. If children can, if they cannot create a video, then they can create an audio also. Even my students, they did in during this pandemic. It was so difficult for them to create that, but they did it. They did it on phone. They uh, they had recorded the phone, and they had put it in such a way that the whole play story, Ivan tries an O level, that came out so well, as if it was broadcasted on a radio, and one child took up the charge, was the narrator. He spoke so well, so that was quite nice. Because when you do such things, not only those children, those who are presenting it, they get motivated, but others also get inspired to do something, and they get example that, okay, this is the way we can do. So that is one thing. Another thing is that they can prepare videos also, even PowerPoint presentations. Those are really wonderful to express that whatever they have learned, whether they can explain it through or not. Because in a real life situation, they will definitely get to prepare these PowerPoint presentation, and they will have to explain it. And in online teaching, naturally, we were missing that, we were not able to interact with them. PPT was the one way that whether the child really understood the thing or not, they could easily prepare some 5 6 slides, if not more, 5 6 slides on one topic. Say literary devices, if they had taken up from a particular poem, that is also enough, so that the child is also not very much burdened. Because when something becomes a burden, when you pressurize, then there is no fun, there is no joy. Let it be a joyful activity. It should not be like, I am doing some project and I have to finish it. That should not be the if that is the attitude, then creativity won't be there. Infographics, data interpretation is very much there in the reading section that has been introduced by CBSE. So we can do that. We can give them some visuals, we can give them some data, they can interpret it in a paragraph, explain it. Infographics are the best way, because when something is given in a visual form, then they understand it better. Then poem recitations, I hope that we had been doing, many of you are doing. Let them create their own poem, let them compose their own poem and recite it. Story narration, which is very much there in 10th standard. A travelogue, as you say, that Silk Road, which is there in 11th standard. So before that, or even you can say that, yes, children, describe about, you must have traveled now during pandemic, you have traveled to your villages, talk about that. So let it be. So throw questions which come from their real life situation, wherein they need to use the sentences which are really required to express in the real life situation. Okay, there's no need for some bombastic words. They can use simple words and they can speak up. Then notes in a diary form, in a diary, if they write down every day some notes, that is another good way to explain how to prepare notes. That is there in the reading section of 11th standard. Now it has been deleted in 12th standard portion. So I feel that although it has been stressed from CBSE to include art integrated learning from first standard to 10th standard, that is very much forced. But 11th and 12th, art integrated learning is everywhere. You can use it everywhere. So it can be used even as a ASL activity also. Self-composed poem, e-zine or e-magazine, word it out, running dictation, gap filling, math, songs and quizzes. I'll share with you some of the things that we have done and many others have also done, students have also done. So now before you go up, you pick up the activities, categorize these activities as warm-up activity, energizer or icebreaker, or it is a while activity, means when you're teaching, whether you will take it as a while activity or post activity. So it is not necessary that after the end of the chapter or before the winter vacation, you are telling that, okay children, you have to prepare art integrated project and this should be your project. No, you can do it in a small ways and in short ways, and you can test and make it really learning would be really a fun for the students. It won't be a burden, as I stress again and again. So now this is word it out, this is done by that. Now you can pick up some words and put it in this, and then if you read a paragraph, this can be a good listening activity also. And if you read a paragraph, let the child find out the rhyming words, or let the child find out the words used in that paragraph, or let the child find out the words started with starting with vowel, anything. So that can clarify the concept very well. First of all, here you are checking that whether the child is listening, whatever the child is listening is comprehending or not, whether the child is able to find out the rhyming words, synonyms or antonyms. Whatever question you have posed, it can be easily done. You can tell the students to make this kind of puzzle for their friends, and then they can play out that with their friends and find out, like it would be a good game during their recess time or any time when they don't have anything else to do than to enjoy. So this can be a real fun activity as well as a good listening task. Another one is running dictation or open memory box. Now this is a wonderful one. You can give an audio, and this was a Nelson Mandela's Long Walk to Freedom. This was a small paragraph in an audio form, and then after that audio, let the children fill in the gap, and then they have answers here from where they can check, like they will get the hints and they can check themselves also, and they can improve also. So that way they won't be like nobody is monitoring them. It is not again exam pressure. They are learning without getting pressurized and without getting stressed. So unknowingly they are checking themselves, and it is really a good way to improve when you check your own errors. So if you give it to the students, that is really a wonderful growth for them. Another one is listen to explore. I always stress on the listening activity a lot. And this is the one thing with which I start, like it is always a ice breaking thing or warm up exercise, that when children they enter in the lab or when I enter in the class, it's easy to carry one speaker and you have phone with you. You can play one song and let the children get up and sing that. That can be easily done. Even I liked one exercise on nishtha that was really beautifully done, that falling of the raindrops. That was really nice, that you clap with one finger, then clap with two fingers, then clap with three fingers, then clap with four fingers, five fingers, and then come back to one finger. That how slowly. So that was nicely explained. So friends, you can easily see such kind of activities on Nishtha, even art integrated learning, those activity based learning, that is also there. So it is beautiful. Now this one, like if you have to explain simile to a child, this beautiful song Everything at Once by Lenka is a beautiful song full of simile. You don't have to do anything. You just have to play the song. Tell the children that find the words which are joined with as. Don't even say simile. Or you just note down as many words as you can which are linked with as. So that way, there would be really a fun activity and they'll enjoy it. And slowly they'll learn, okay, this is simile. Then My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion is a good example of hyperbole. And simile and metaphor, this is a beautiful song on YouTube. I've given you the link. You can go tap. Even if you write down that songs which have different literary devices, you can easily go on. So instead of teaching a poem and telling them that today, children, we are going to do the literary devices. Don't introduce them with a term. Just play the song and let them find out that, okay, today we are going to do this, only simile, only metaphor, like as words and something which is. Now, when you explain simile and later on when you go to metaphor, that would be little tougher, smaller kids to understand, like 6, 7 standard. But if you make it in a simpler way, in a song way, then that can be easily done. Like alliteration, Peter patter, such kind of like tongue twisters, if you give, they can easily understand, and that would be a fun activity for them to learn alliteration. So it's really important to how you make your class fun, joyful, interesting. That children should not feel that it's a boring class. They should not even feel. They should feel at the end of the class, why did it end? I want to do more things. So that should be the scenario. Then only learning takes place. And this is art only, that you have song is there, then you have used media, you are dancing, you're using clapping hands, snipping, whatever you can do to create that noise so that they can understand the onomatopoeic word also. So this is listening to explore. I'll go on with this because really it is nice to do that. Now, this is a beautiful invitation card prepared by 12th Standard, and they have prepared it, and a lovely online Teachers' Day was celebrated. Like we know, not everyone is so tech savvy, and but these children they helped the teachers a lot, and they did it so wonderfully. So this is one thing you can make it, which is there in 12th Standard. Then bookmark, which I always give them, that decorate your book. Your cover should have one quotation. Now, this is again art integration. So, there should be one quotation which is inspiring you all the time. Put that quotation on the cover of your notebook, or you can put a one bookmark also with some uh, good quotation. This was prepared by a student and gifted. Now, this is I'm sharing with you tourist brochure. Now, you will really wonder. This was prepared in 2010, and children they prepared it, and I didn't feel like throwing it, these lovely creations of the students, so I have just made a taken a photograph by assembling all those, and similar thing is done. So this is what I want to stress, that we are doing, we had been doing, only the term art integrated learning we are putting now. So now, my friends, a member of English department, They got it done like this. It's a beautiful fresh work done by the students, and it is really awesome that they could do it even during pandemic. And so whatever pieces pages, especially when the art integrated learning is there, another stress is on that don't tell them to buy something which is really costly. We don't need, we just need with the simple things like just cutting of some different papers can also beautify it. You just have to write down the matter, the what it want to convey, and that should be clear through the tourist brochure. So what is the what is the aim behind making that tourist brochure? It is not only that they should include art, but they should learn also from that. Another one is a travelogue. Now, this is a travelogue, as you know, as I said, that Silk Road. That's a beautiful one. So that's a travelogue. So without telling them it's a travelogue, if you just tell them that children, you had been to this in this place. Come on, just describe in 100 words and or 50 words. Just tell, or we can start it like a Weaver story, Weaver story. Like I went there, and then somebody is talking about, yeah, I also on a particular topic, and others can also start with it. So that is the way we can have a discussion in the class, interaction in the class, wherein children are sharing their ideas, and they're really, eager to share. Yeah, ma'am, I also went there and we did this. So that if they pen down, that is a travelogue. So if you complete that, if you explain it, that would be easier for them to understand this term as travelogue. This is another travelogue, which is Adventure in Rishikesh. And this is another activity as a worksheet I always give to my student, that is there in reading section of the textbook. And even for the smaller classes, you can give it as a some picture. You can, as you must be giving, that you give some picture, so or some give some quote, give some words which can be included in the story, and let them develop that story in next few lines. Just tell them that, okay, this is a quote. Now, how you think the elementary list can change the word? What is Malala trying to say? So this is quite an open-ended, quite a creative question wherein child is will explore, will have his own ideas, will have his own unique way of expressing. So that uniqueness is really something which takes them to the creativity level. So this is another way you can prepare a worksheet or just give them. Then another one, this AIL in poetry. This is a beautiful one done by students. That one student was good at art and he wrote this, and another was good at reciting the poetry. Now you see that fun how they have used the technology and they have made it so beautifully. Just listen to it. I would like you. I have taken only a small piece. I think I, I had taken not the whole poem, but the child had created a wonderful pic, and it was really so wonderful that these children could create the similar kind of cartoons with hand, and the expressions were really wonderful till the end. Because the slide would have been really long, so I couldn't share it with you the whole thing, but uh, so. Otherwise, I would have really loved to share it with the whole poem with you. So this can be done easily. That you tell them, give them a poem when you are reciting a poem. Tell them to do in this way, that they are preparing a comic strip, or they are doing some photographs attached to it, and then they are reciting it. That's also a way to teach poetry and recitation. Now, this thing, when you do, naturally you have to assess them. Assessment as learning. of learning and for learning. That is the objective of AIL. That I gave them, I started with peer assessment. Now, this is one thing we can easily do. Even in pandemic, what we did, we created a group. The children had written some answers, and we gave them that let others also read and find out which one was the best. And we told them not to give them any marks. We just give them your reaction through emojis either, or just write down that yeah, it was good, or I would like to write like this, something like this they can put in that. So peer assessment is one way, really a good way to, which is very much necessary for the growth of the students. Then teacher assessment. For teacher assessment, you can prepare a rubric sheet. Same thing as I said. We should not be negative when they create something, because that is their creativity. That is their way of creating something. Nothing is perfect in the world, you know. So we should be non-judgmental. We should not have any preconceived idea about anything, that yes, this should be done in this way only, and there is no other way. Because when we start doing that, then we stop the creation, the creativity. We give them boundaries, and when you give them boundaries, they cannot fly. Their imagination cannot fly. In fact, we can always ask them that this is the topic. Okay, what do you want to do? You want to write a poem, you want to write some debate, you want to write a speech, you want to do some poster writing. What do you want? And we can give different projects for one topic. Like say, for the waste management, or for a chapter where you have talked about something about environment, you can give something related to environment. That okay, same thing is there. One person, some students will write speech, some will have debate, some will write down, some will prepare a poster, some will prepare some awareness notice. They can do that. So there are many ways to give one topic to different students according to their interest. So you can prepare a rubric sheet for judging, for not judging, I would say that to motivate them. So just prepare a rubric sheet wherein you will just write down whether you enjoyed this particular task given to you. Why did you enjoy? Through that, you can very well understand through their feedback that yes, next project, whatever I'm going to give them, that should be little different, or this child needs something different. So that way we can also explore, innovate, and we can also develop. Because it is a teaching and learning is a two-way process. It is not that only children are learning. You are also learning every day. You are dealing with the students, those who have different thinking, different psychology. They come from different background. When they can then merge with each other and do something, create something, then why can't we find something different for each and every child? So if we are non-judgmental, we are appreciative, and slowly and steadily we just feel that okay, this is the learning outcome. This time I haven't reached, okay, fine, I'll change my strategy, and next time when I will I'll teach this child, I will definitely teach with this way, in this way, so that this child can learn. Or you can change your strategy and find out a new way, new project, so that the child can understand it. So that is that this is every time you are doing one experimental experiment and doing something different, so that the child can learn in a better way. So the main purpose of art integrated learning is nothing but make teaching something innovative, ongoing process, and something which is for the holistic development of the child, something which create a child into something that who's asking that why is it happening, and not accepting that yes, this happens like this, somebody said this, so I have to go on with this only. No, develop a creative mind, develop a curious mind. Don't stop their curiosity, let them explore it through many ways. The sky is the even that is not the limit, and we all know There's a beautiful line in an elementary school classroom in Islam. Everybody knows that history is theirs, whose language is the sun. So the children, those who learn through doing themselves, by doing themselves through nature, then they learn better. So it needs freedom to think, freedom to imagine, and it has to be facilitated by the teacher. We are just facilitators. We have to give them platform that this is the way you can explore. Now when they are creating e-magazine, when they are creating something like this time, I gave that work to 11th standard. They were so excited. Ma'am, how we are going to create the e-magazine, who will be the editor, what all will do. Some students, they said, I kept on asking that why you are not answering, why you are not answering. Then the child said, ma'am, I'm not good at editing, I can't edit. I said, no, you may be good at something different. You may be good at art, you may be good at. Then one child said, ma'am, can we add photography session in that? Can we add photography section? I said, why not? You can add photography section. Somebody said, ma'am, during pandemic, we prepared lot many food items. I said, why? That's very good. You can speak about your recipe, different recipe. So just share that. So these are the ways that you innovate, explore, and then you give them what they want, what they are good at. Don't test them what you have taught, that yes, I have taught, so you should learn. No, what they are good at, just test them on that is the way they want it. Like, yeah, we have boundaries of our curriculum, we have boundaries of testing through the pen paper, but nobody says that the we are not teaching them, they should not understand the content. They will understand the content first when they will start liking the class, when they will start liking this learning process. Once they have started it, once you have given them freedom, learning will definitely take place. Only thing is, you will have to change, maneuver your ways to deliver your teaching. That is the only thing. These are the beautiful words said by APJ Abdul Kalam. I repeat, learning needs freedom to think and freedom to imagine, and both have to be facilitated by teacher. So, friends, action stimulates inspiration more often than inspiration stimulate action. If inspiration could stimulate the action, then all those motivational speakers, uh, they would have been really successful, and the children listening to all those motivational speaker would have really come out with something really creative. No, when we do something that they really get inspired through the actions and not by saying. So let's integrate art in our learning so that we can develop a child who is autonomous learner, ongoing learner, and learning for learning in a joyful manner and experimenting things through his own hands. So that is the way that we have. That is the main purpose of art integrated learning in English. Thank you. Thank you, One Mark Solution. Thank you, Asad sir. Thank you, Priyanka, for giving me a platform and sharing my views. If you have any query, then you can ask. Thank you, Priyanka.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing this very wonderful presentation with us, and also gives an idea that we use 21st century skills from AIL. I hope those teachers and students who had joined this session, they get benefited from this presentation. And you are correct, ma'am, as I feel that students should have some practical knowledge. And I personally like that tourist activity and travelogue and that video poetry with handmade comic art. I personally like that activities. And one query of one teacher: how to make grammar in AIL method? Uh, ma'am, I am audible. Ma'am, one query is there. Uh,
Yes, ma'am.
one query
Yes,
is
ma'am.
there. Uh, how to make
Now you are
grammar in?
audible.
Okay. Okay, okay. Ma'am, one query is there: how to make grammar in AIL method?
Grammar in AI, naturally, grammar we don't teach like we are giving them rules and things and then they are doing it. No, it's not that way. So, grammar is very easy if you teach it in a fun way. Like when it was face to face class, we used to do it. We are writing something on the board, and the students, that is backs to the board, students were writing. If I have written something and children are discussing, one child is sitting with his back to the board, and then others are talking about, others are giving the clue to the child that this is a sentence. Now you have to give the past tense of something. So let the child find out whether it is a past tense of that particular word. Like they will not speak the word like boat. Then they
Network.
will give all the clues to the child, but not this, that. Am I audible?
Hi. Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah. So that is one way. Now, another thing is that teaching them models. Now, naturally, you will not teach them through by teaching that, okay, where can be used, where will is used, where must is used. Simple ways that let it be a activity, interactive activity, one that can be done. And or you can make this, as I said, that there is one website that is Hot Potatoes. You can use that for making the grammar activities, and you can just tell the students that like this is the situation that you have to do. You have given all the possibilities of can, but you have not given the word can. Like you, that is a strength. You can use it. You can do it, but you are not using the word can. So then they can make difference with it. That should I use will? Should I use must? What can I use? So let them explore on their own and let them find out so that which one is better. May I come in? Can I come in? Now when you say can I come in and you have picturized it, that can I come in means this whole thing is a, now make it like a cartoon, that this whole thing is a big box and you are a small person, so naturally you can. So that whole visual thing can easily make it clear for the child, instead of so may I is a polite permission. Now another situation, if you have given through a person, so that is, you have to be little creative with that, that you can find out the ways. Agree? Is it?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. I think
Don't
that
teach grammar directly. I would just request that don't teach grammar directly, don't give them rules, just give them activities. Always activity based teaching is best. They learn quicker, they learn faster. Same thing if you are doing it like 2 3 activities, if you give on same topic, they can understand it better. So that is the way. There are many language games, there are many language activity. The internet is full of activities. There are plethora of activities for all that. So you just tap it and you will get it. Yes.
thank you so much, ma'am. I think that ma'am's query will be solved. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this wonderful session. And I personally like that tourist activity, travelogue, and some that video poetry with handmade comic art. I personally like that, and you had shared that student work also,
In
that
fact,
bookmark.
I really liked one audio radio drama from students. Priyanka ma'am, some students, they had prepared the radio drama and they
Yeah,
had prepared a wonderful video. I wanted to share, but the file was so big, so I couldn't share with all of you. And
yeah.
but definitely next time when I'll get a chance, I'll definitely share all those things with you.
Yeah, ma'am, sure.
Mhm.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this very interactive session. And so much teachers are commenting that very beautiful session, very interesting session also. And for viewers, I had pasted that feedback form. After filling that feedback form, you will get your attendance certificate on your mail ID. So keep your mail ID correct on that, so you get your attendance certificate on that mail ID. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sparing your valuable time and valuable experience what you have done with the student. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing this wonderful presentation.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Priyanka. Thank you, Asad sir. Thank you, One Mark Solution. Thank you so much. Thank you, friends.